Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to be reacting to.
The weirdest things about living in Europe as an American.
You know that feeling when you think that you're prepared for
Oh,
something,
she looks
but
so
then you're like,
good.
well,
She's
damn.
glowing.
Yeah, that was me moving back to Europe, Spain to be specific. I thought I had a solid grasp on what life here would be like. I'd
She's in
lived here
Spain.
before for
Spain.
2 years. I even had a kid here too. Beautiful historic buildings, yeah. Espresso fueled afternoons, absolutely. A vague expectation that I'd somehow become
For some reason, I
effortlessly
remembered
chic.
Italy.
I mean, we've done different people. Her
Mm.
is Spain,
Mm-hmm.
yes.
Just by stepping off the plane, for sure. But what I wasn't prepared for, the culture shocks. Yes, I'd lived here before, but that was almost 20 years ago. So did I get it?
Mm.
Yeah, kind of. Did I forget it?
I didn't know that she original, maybe not original, but that she had spent some time in Spain before. I didn't know that fact.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Absolutely. It's those tiny everyday moments that has me questioning everything. So let's talk about it. My biggest culture shocks after 2 years in Europe, but really Spain. And yes, I'm absolutely still processing some of them. In the US, if you need a restroom, you just pop into a
Uh-huh.
Starbucks, a gas station, or literally any McDonald's and you can handle your business. No questions asked. Actually, from what I'm hearing, things are changing quite a bit. But here, using public restrooms often comes with a price tag. You might need to drop 50 cents or even a whole euro just to gain access
Mm-hmm.
to the facilities. The first time
You know,
that this happened,
in tourist spots here in Miami, that can be the case if it's a high traffic, high volume, and they want to make sure it's only paying customers in the
Hmm.
space. So that's not unusual.
I was near the beach. It looked like a giant advert. I didn't
Yeah,
realize
I
that
think
it
it
was a
typically
restroom.
happens
That
by
was
the
until the door
beach.
rotated open and somebody
Mm-hmm.
came out, and then there it was, the toilet. It seemed clean from where I was perched. I didn't have to go that bad, and I wasn't going to pay to investigate further. I did see toilet paper, and what I've read online is that these toilets are frequently cleaned, and that's a draw for me. In my experience, the free restrooms here generally have something missing. It could be the toilet paper, the hand soap, a working hand dryer, paper towels. I've actually been conditioned to always carry tissues and hand soap sheets in my purse. The pay to pee toilets actually make sense because just like American public restrooms, the regular toilets, they're a gamble. You might walk into
Mm.
a perfectly fine
Yeah,
gas
you see
station restroom or
that's a
you might step
problem.
into a
Oh no, 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 not a gas station restroom. Never.
scene straight out of a
For
horror.
me, it has to be a place that I have seen or know that is clean. I have to have history with it. If it's a new one, I'm not going.
But how would you establish history if you don't go for the first time?
That's the thing.
You
That's
have
the
to check.
trouble.
So, what you're gonna send me to test it out, right? Is that what
Yeah,
you're
I
gonna do?
do. You go and I said, how was it?
Horror movie. So yeah, I've come to accept that the European way is the way I like, and I
But here,
appreciate
the gas
the pay to
stations
pee
are really,
model.
really
So I want you to
bad.
picture this. You're
I can't even imagine. Only the proper ones, the ones that go to Orlando, like the proper real
Mm.
rest stops, okay. But like a general uh, gas station, no. Mm-mm.
Yeah, I mean, I understand the pay to pee
Yeah, I
model.
get it.
I get it. You need for the upkeep of the toilets.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't care much for it. I don't really use public restrooms like that, so
Mm-hmm.
I don't. Everybody talks about it, but I think it's more like a tourist thing. If you actually
Mm-hmm.
live there, like, who cares? Like, you can go home and choose a restroom.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
This is from a person that every place that we stop at, we have to use he has to use the restroom. That's you.
No, but like, I don't know where.
Like if we go to like three different like grocery
Yeah, but
stores,
that's like if we go out shopping for a long time. Yeah, but
that's how what's a long time?
like 3 hours, four
3 hours?
hours. Yeah, I'll go to
Three,
use the
four
restroom.
hours.
Uh, You know, I don't know
Maybe
one.
2 hours.
I would think pay to pee is not like a mall restrooms because mall restrooms are not. You don't have to pay for mall restrooms.
Oh, I
You
didn't
just
think of that.
so
I
that's what
thought
I'm
you
saying.
did.
No, at least not in Lithuania. You don't.
Oh.
So for mall restrooms are free to use. So I would hope
Mm.
so. If these like what I'm thinking, yeah, you like out tourist in touristy areas, as you said, like maybe by the beach, you like and you need to go. You gotta pay. Guess what? I'm going in the water.
walking down a charming street and you stumble across
No.
a tiny bakery. It's got handwritten signs and a little old lady at the counter and the best smelling palmeras you've ever experienced in your life. This is an actual small business. Now, in the US,
Is
if
that the
someone
same
says, I own a
Palmiers?
Yeah.
small business,
Oh.
there's a solid chance that they're talking about a franchise of some kind. And yes, technically it's independently owned, but it's still a part of this massive corporate chain. In Europe, especially in Spain, small businesses are actually independent. The bakery has been family run for 3 generations. Like the cafe isn't just
Nah, that's not true. Plenty of small businesses independent in the States. It's yeah, there's chains, but plenty of regular non-chain businesses.
Mm,
A part of some larger network of
Like
some
you can apply the same logic. Yeah, there's KFCs and McDonald's in Europe too, the franchises. Like how is that any different than here?
strategy. The bookstore down the street, yeah, it may not have a website, but the owner knows your name after a couple of visits. There's something that's really refreshing about that. My daughter, she really wanted
it
me to talk about.
depends for me. Sometimes I like when you go to a place often when they know your order. I don't like that. That's the last time they see me.
This one. Personal space norms in Spain and the US are very different. If you're introverted, adjusting to them can be a big cultural shock. In the States, there's a strict adherence to personal space. Cheek kisses are standard between family and friends here, even with new acquaintances in social settings. Men may also kiss female friends or relatives. Handshakes are more formal or for professional interactions. In the US, it's more about handshakes and brief hugs between friends. Cheek kisses, they're really rare. I mean, they can almost feel overly intimate. That's unless you're in a specific context. Frankly, Americans might feel startled by the immediacy of physical contact with strangers or even casual
I wonder where she's from. She must be from somewhere up north. I don't know, because in South Florida it's not at all like
Hmm.
that.
acquaintances. Here, declining a kiss can come off as a bit
Remember, she
cold,
was from
so
California. I remember her with a Tesla. She turned in her Tesla. No, Seattle. She turned in her Tesla and she was like, "Bye."
Seattle, well, Seattle is up north, so I believe that.
it's
Um,
best to just go with it, in my opinion. And when you're done, you better get ready to talk close, and there might be some touching too. It was hard for me coming from a place where you usually stand 3 to 4 feet apart when you're in conversation. Touch me, and you lose your fingers. There, I guarded my personal space more rigidly, especially with strangers. Americans may instinctively step backwards during conversations. I think I still do it sometimes. It probably reads as disinterest or aloofness, but sometimes habits do die hard. I still struggle with crowded public spaces, markets, bars, and public transit often involve a lot of close physical proximity, and Spaniards are generally unfazed by it. My daughter always complains about people suddenly shoving it in front
Honestly, I would. She even kind of sounds not even Seattle. Sounds like from a small town where there isn't many people. Because I
mm,
feel like living in any city, like you, it's
Child,
crowded. I don't know what she's talking
in
about here.
Miami, I got kissed on the forehead by a grandma. That's not even my grandma, but I accepted her. I get it because he's
I
sweet.
don't. I don't know. Yeah,
of her
it's
at the grocery
interesting.
store. She's used to people asking or at least signaling with body language that they needed to move. Where I'm from, we like our personal bubbles in public. We definitely apologize for making accidental contact. And for a long time, I actually avoided crowded places as much as possible. Here, people don't
I
really
can see
apologize for
that
minor bumps or
because I know, okay, my elderly friend, she is very comfortable to come talk to me, but then when she sees you, she's like afraid, a little shy. So I say, "Oh no, it's okay. He's friendly." And then she'll go and to see and say hello to you, and then you don't even know this interaction that I had with her, and you're thinking, "Okay, I need to avoid her. I need to go the opposite way."
Cause she talks
And
too much.
but yeah, but that's because she's Italian.
She talks too much.
Oh, she's a
jostles.
sweetheart.
It might feel rude to Americans, but on a crowded train or bus, are apologies really that necessary? If you think driving in Spain is just like driving in the US, but with different road signs, you need to buckle up because your first roundabout will
If
prove
guys, I
you
have a question.
absolutely wrong.
If you see him, do you think he looks approachable, friendly, or stay away? Let me know in the comments below. I'm curious.
So think about this. At a four-way stop, everyone stops
Oh,
first,
now you
and then they
smiling.
follow certain rules. First vehicle to stop at the intersection goes first. The vehicle on the right has the right of way. If cars are directly across from each other and arrive simultaneously, the car going straight or turning right has the right of way, while the other turning left must yield. This often turns into a you go, no, you go kind of situation because folks don't actually follow the rules. But here at Rotunda, the rules are very different. Traffic inside the roundabout always has the right of way. Incoming cars must yield. If entering, you have to wait for a gap. There's no taking turns like at a four-way stop. You merge when it's safe. If exiting soon, you stay in the
I guess this was confusing to her because she's never driven in a roundabout. That's why. Which is granted here in the states. There isn't
Oh,
really that many. I know. I guess
um,
I'm from Europe, so I driven. It's not that confusing to me, but
to
I can see this point. I guess somewhat.
to me, I only assume okay in the roundabout, there's no changing lanes. When y'all turn it, no changing lanes. The
You
only
can change lanes
you can
around
change
it.
lane in the
Yeah.
roundabout, but the line is straight.
What line?
when the roundabouts, like the big ones,
Yeah,
and
there's two,
then
3 lanes. You
let's
can
say
change the
let's say
lanes.
let's say there's a roundabout and there's like 3 lanes.
Yeah.
So I think I recall seeing a roundabout. It the line is straight. It's like not breaking, so you cannot switch lanes. So the only thing you have to do if you're in the middle, you keep
Okay.
going.
So my
You follow the
question.
route. The one on the right, if he has to turn right, you turn right. If there's one on the left, you turn left.
So my question. If okay,
Yes.
there's 3 lanes in the roundabout. You
Yes.
cannot switch lanes. How do you get to the innermost lane without switching lanes?
The innermost lane without changing lanes. Well, when the roundabout started, you should have been in line. There's no.
What? What are you talking, bro? Okay, you
You
would.
should have been in line.
Okay,
Excuse me, you know there's a roundabout coming. You should have been in your correct
you would
lane.
be the same issue as her. You wouldn't know how to
No,
drive in a roundabout. Okay.
no. What you would have to do is turn on your emergency lights because you need to do an
Emergency
emergency,
rights.
and then have your
Okay.
hand out and tell everyone, "Hold on, hold on, hold on." That's an American coming through, and I don't know if this insurance is gonna cover anything if we hit. Okay, if we hit, I'm gone. I'm
Oh my,
gone.
yeah, okay.
Okay,
right
so
lane. Otherwise,
yeah.
stay in the inner lanes so that you can go further in the roundabout. Larger vehicles may get priority over you, even if you technically have the right of way. Giving them space is expected. I still have to get my driver's license here from the passenger seat. Rotundas are wild,
I don't
especially
know.
when there's
I'm just
traffic.
thinking and
Based on feedback
envisioning
from my
what a
Facebook
roundabout
group
looks
on
like.
getting
I don't
a
know what it looks
driver's
like per
license
se.
here, the roundabout
It's
is where most
intimidating
people
for sure.
fail. That and crosswalks. In cities, pedestrians have the right of way, at least in
Well, actually, there is a big roundabout in
There's this
Hallandale
one. There's a
Beach.
one.
Yeah,
No,
remember?
oh, I'm
Yeah,
not thinking.
in
Oh, this
Hollywood
one. This one
Beach.
is intimidating too. I'm like
No,
having
but
my
it's the
a
same.
stress before
Oh
getting
no,
to
no,
it.
but in
There's
Europe it's
another
the
one
same
in
roundabouts.
Coral Gables. Okay, someplace we went to one time. There was a big
I don't know.
roundabout. It was like
No,
four
no, but the
lanes.
one in Hollywood is the same principle. You can switch lanes there.
While we're turning, it's like we already turning, and you're gonna switch
You're not
lanes.
turning. You curving. You
Yeah,
on a
that's
curve.
curving.
Yeah, but
Yes,
you can switch
yes,
the lane.
yes, yes, yes.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on.
theory.
It's there's a lot going
There's
on.
a
I
lot
agree,
going
it's a
on.
lot going on, but you can't switch. It's just disperses traffic better than the lights.
They often step confidently into the crosswalks, expecting the cars to stop, but in reality, some drivers brake at the last second, making street crossings a very interesting experience. Spanish drivers don't believe in personal space either. I noticed that there's a lot of tailgating at
Whoa,
high speeds, and it's not because they're
whoa.
mad at you or because they want to be close. They're telling you to get over. This drives my husband nuts because he won't speak.
Oh.
Speaking of lanes, the left lane is strictly for passing. Sit there too long, you're going to get honks, you're going to get flashing lights, and maybe a few words if you're there extra long. Unlike in the US, where police cars are going to lurk behind the bush with their radar guns, Spain prefers this high tech approach where speed cameras are everywhere and they're marked by these signs that say control de
I would get
velocidad.
tickets
You
left
won't
and
get pulled
right.
over,
Wow.
but check your mailbox in a week. That's when your ticket will come. Driving in Spain takes some adjusting, but once you get the hang of it, I think it's actually pretty smooth.
I think
At
I'm
least
better
that's
off
what I'm
walking.
telling myself. I can't use my international permit here anymore because I'm a resident and I've been putting off preparing for my exams. I don't have an excuse for it.
You
I'm
have
just
to
putting
take
them
the
off. One
test?
of my
If you live there for permanently, yeah. Hmm.
favorite things here is the sales tax,
No.
EVA.
That's
Imagine
good.
this: you
That's
walk
you
into a
see
store.
here in Florida, the driver's test is way different from what I've hear in other places. I don't know.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Or you pick up an item that says $9.99, and when you get to the register, you actually pay $9.99. There was no mental math, no surprise fees. You just had to pay the exact amount on the price tag. It's shocking. I know. If you're American, you're used to doing that mental math to figure out the actual cost of things. The grocery store was always a mess for me to calculate because some items are taxed when others aren't. And then Orlando used to love doing a fraction of a percent. So here, when you see the price of something, that's what it will cost you because the tax is already in the price. Okay, let's talk about education because if you're American, you'll grow up thinking that college will most likely equal debt, period. You accept it as a cost for a good life, and that's just how things work. Then you move to Europe and you find out that people are getting full on degrees for the price of an American semester's worth of overpriced books. I mean, sure, tuition varies by country, but public universities in places like Spain or Germany or France can cost as little as a couple $1,000s per year. Some places are basically free, and you don't have to sell your kidney. I had another joke for this spot, but my daughter told me to take it out. Meanwhile, in the US, people are out here paying 6 figures for a degree in media studies while working 3 jobs and eating instant ramen like it's a food group. Actually, I love instant ramen with umami spices and an egg or two. And I'm not gonna lie, but my student loan may have me back on instant ramen. At least the eggs here aren't expensive like in the States. My income driven student loan repayment renewal. On the bright side, I still have a few months to figure things out. I still owe 50,000 on my student loan that was for about 48,000. I've been making payments on the loan, but they're not big enough. So tell me, have you ever experienced?
All right, I guess that's it.
Guys, of course, let us know your thoughts. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Join the Discord. And as always, share as much kindness as possible.